Hello, dog lover. Welcome. I'm glad you're here today. I'm going to be answering lots of questions today. I'm just sharing our live broadcast on few Facebook groups and also on um, my Facebook group. So I'm letting everybody know that I'm here today to answer questions. Welcome if you're new here. My name is Saro. I'm a dog trainer. I also help dog owners to become an educated dog lover. If you're first time here, I welcome you to my channel and want to invite you to explore a new form and method of dog training using play and praise reward system. So everything looks like it's on and everything is going on. So I'm ready to answer questions. I'm just going to wait a few minutes for everybody to drop in. If you haven't box, and I'll answer them. I have some questions already from some of my viewers, some of my fans, some of my clients. They have already asked some questions, so I have them ready here, and I'm going to answer them and also your questions. So if you're again new here, make sure to subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon as well, so you will get notified as soon as I post my next video or if I go live next time. I tend to go live every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, just now. So I'm here every week. If you have any questions, if you want to learn about dogs, if you have a puppy and you have questions, if you have a dog and something is bothering you and you have a question, I'm here every week to answer your questions. This is Jonah. Jonah used to, we lost him a year ago, almost a year ago. He was my teacher, my inspiration, and the reason why I became a dog trainer and I got involved with this line of work and my passion. It's been about 14, 15 years now. I have been training and educating dog owners and training dogs. So hopefully everybody's gonna slowly come in and we're gonna start getting some questions going on. Meanwhile, I'm gonna answer some questions as well. One of the questions that I have been getting, also a few of them actually, it's about how or when do we give freedom to our dogs. I'm not sure if the angle of the board is good, but if you can see it, it'd be great. It might be too bright or something, but I hope it's adjusted now. So giving freedom to dogs. How much do we give freedom? When do we give freedom to our dogs? So one of the things that I highly suggest dog owners to do is not giving too much freedom to their dogs. You know, in our mind, in our opinion, we think that, you know, we need to give freedom to our dogs. That's good for them. It's healthy, it's beneficial, it makes them happy, it makes us feel good. But on the other side, from dog's point of view, when you give too much freedom to a dog, indoors, outdoors as well, it's not as good as you think it is. Most dogs, they don't want to be having too many things to do. They don't like lists. They don't like to have too many choices. They want to have one or two choices. More than that, it becomes stressful. It becomes something that they can't handle it, and it causes anxiety in them. So what you want to do is reduce that anxiety, help your dog to be less stressed. So one of the things that I suggest to all dog owners to do is reduce the freedom of your dog. So, for example, when you bring a new dog home, either a puppy or an adult dog you have just adopted, or whatever reason it is, you bring a new dog to your home, not allowing the dog to roam or house, just controlling your dog, and then slowly giving freedom to your dog. That will make the process of either the adoption or the puppy that you have at home, and letting it live with you, it makes it the process be much more easier and more relaxing for your dog as well. So don't give too much freedom to your dog. So giving freedom to dogs is good if your dog is healthy, happy, balanced dog. If it's not a good idea. Ashley Freed is in the house. Thank you for being here. Welcome. Ashley, feel free to ask any questions you have. It's a Ask Me Anything Wednesday today, so you can ask me any questions that you have. And I'm answering some of the previous questions that I have missed answering, and it has been piling up. I have a whole list of questions, but I have some of them on the board, and I'm going to slowly go through them and I'll answer them all. So when do you give freedom to a puppy? When do you give freedom to a new dog that you have at home? When do you give freedom in general if you have a dog? Let's start with the puppy. The puppy, when you start giving freedom, when your puppy has I would say it's bladder control. If it's able to control its bladder and it's not peeing and pooping by accident in the house, then that's a sign that it's a time to start allowing your puppy to explore, to have that freedom. Before that, you want to keep it on leash or in a crate or near you, by you, under control. When you have let's say if you have an adopted dog you have just adopted, I would say for adopted dog, it doesn't matter, we're not talking about puppies, adopted puppies, we're talking about adopted dogs. I would suggest give at least a month before you let your dog explore the whole house on its own. You know what I mean? So for example, if you have brought your new dog home, you want to kind of keep it on the leash, under control, and whenever you're going in your bedroom, your dog is just going to the bedroom with you. If you're going to the kitchen, your dog is going only to the kitchen with you. It's not exploring. The only time that you can allow your dog to explore the whole house would be, I would say, at least a month. The longer you delay that, the better it gets. I would say another 2 months maybe, and then start allowing your dog to explore the whole house. Now, if you have your dog now, and you think that you're good and your dog is well behaved and balanced and everything is good, yes, let them roam the house. Give that freedom to your dog. But if you have a dog who's misbehaving and has behavioral issues, you want to start controlling and bringing into your under your bubble and control your dog. And after a while, you'll see that your dog is going to actually relax and behave properly. So hopefully that answers your question. I'll talk about this topic a little bit more as well, and also I'll be doing a video about it. So we have Viral Sonny in the house as well. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Asking, can you please let us know how much time for each training session? So that's a good question. So one of the formulas that I usually work with is not less than 15 minutes and not more than half an hour. Now, this is if you are training your dog using my system, which is play and praise reward system. Play and praise reward system, the system that I use to train dogs, is a system that gets the dog mentally and physically stimulated with the training. remember, in my system, we don't use treats. We don't tell the dog to sit, and then if the dog sits, we treat the dog. We don't use treats, or we don't force the dog to do things. We don't use shock collars and tools like that. So I'm not talking about those kinds of training. What I'm talking about is a training using my play and praise reward system. Basically, you're rewarding your dog with praise. You're saying, good boy, good girl, and then you're playing with your dog. If your dog sits, for example, and this is its toy, you play tug of war, reward the dog. So you're saying sit, and the dog sits, and you're rewarding the dog. If your dog stays, you're rewarding your dog with a play, and you're rewarding your dog with praise and play. So you're interacting with your dog like constantly. You're saying sit, stay, and all that, and then you're playing with your dog. You're interacting, good boy, good girl, and all that. So you're doing a lot of mental, physical stimulation for your dog. Literally, if you do 15 minutes, you get exhausted too. 15 minutes of training like that. Your dog gets exhausted too. So not less than 15 minutes, because less than 15 minutes, it's not enough. It doesn't give the dog the ability to learn what you're teaching. And if you go more than 20 minutes, half an hour, depending on each dog, it will tire them out to the point that they will say, I'm mentally and physically drained now. I can't take any more, can't take any more information. So, and what happens then, you start going through negative results. So up to 15 minutes, you're having positive results, and then starting, going to 20 minutes, 25, 30, you're starting to go into negative results. You start getting negative results out of that training session. And by the way, 15 minutes of play and praise reward training system equals 1 hour of hiking or running with your dog. It's that much effective. 15 minutes of exercise, of training, 15 minutes of training your dog is equal to 1 hour of running your dog, exercising your dog, and getting it to the point that it's physically exercising. So in this format, the 1 hour exercise of just physical exercise, your dog is physically tired, but when you're doing 15 minutes of training using play and praise reward system, your dog is tired physically and mentally, and that is the best way of being tired. Hopefully that answers your question. I like to give good answers. It may be a little bit long, but I like to give detailed answers. I want you to understand why you're doing that. It's not just to, here's the answer. You have to understand why you're doing it. So again, why are you exercising your dog or training your dog? Is because you want to get results. You want to teach your dog something. In order for them to learn and understand it, you have to set it up in a way that it's effective. 15 minutes of play and praise reward system is effective. 15 minutes of any other kind of training, it may not be effective. It may also be harmful. So many things going on when you're training your dog using play and praise. Your dog learns. Your dog gets stimulated physically and mentally. You get stimulated physically and mentally. Your dog bonds with you. Your dog has a great time during the training. Your dog has no idea that is being trained. You get to get results using this system. So many benefits when you use play and praise reward system to train your dog. Hopefully that made sense. Now, the other question is that I'm always getting, Sometimes I'm getting this question: is the dog only poops inside? There are dogs who they may be doing their business outside or not, but they keep the poop and they poop inside. They come inside of the house and poop inside in a certain location or certain locations. And why is that happens? So when your dog is doing this, it's not doing it because it has to go. It's giving you a signal. It's telling you that it's stressed. It's giving you a signal that something is bothering it, and it's not happy, and it's not feeling good. Something is bothering it, and pooping is different than peeing. They're both kind of are used as a marking, but pooping means a little bit more than peeing, less than peeing. Peeing is really literally marking, but pooping is more of lighter version of marking. Hopefully that makes sense. So when they poop, they're not saying that this is my home or this is my area, this is my spot. They're saying, hey, I need help. That thing is bothering me. So you just have to figure out what is it that bothers your dog. Well, Harvey is over here, by the way. You have to just figure out what is it that bothers your dog, and then just deal with it. Just figure out what it is and fix it and change it. Let me see if I can bring Harvey up here so we can have Harvey in the video as well. Harvey, come. Harvey, come. Come on. Come on, boy. Come on. He's a big boy. So here he is. Harvey, over here. This way. Here he is. Sit. Harvey, sit. Good boy. So there's Harvey. He's helping me to run the live show today. So hopefully he'll just hang out with us today. I don't know if he likes to hang out here or not, but we'll see. So say hi, Harvey. Harvey, say hi. Look at that. Look at that. By the way, I have a video that I'm going to be releasing tomorrow morning. It's me and Harvey, and I'm going to show you how to wash your dog. Keep an eye on that video. So there's the answer for why your dog is pooping inside, only poops inside. So we have another question. Is my dog stubborn? Many dog owners, they tell me that they believe that their dog is stubborn. I would say that stubbornness is a human trait, is not a dog trait. When dogs are stubborn, it's not because they are trying to be stubborn and piss you off or do something to make you feel bad. They're doing it because they have no idea what they're doing. Harvey, over here. Come on, come on, buddy. So what I mean by that is, here, Harvey. I think he's not comfortable over here, but I'll see if he's going to lie down here. Okay, he's not comfortable. All right, let me just let him out. Okay. All right. So, so this is live, you see. So, here we go. So stubbornness is something that dog owners experience when their dog is not listening to them. The reason you think that your dog is stubborn is because you are not clear to your dog of what you want your dog to do and to be, and also your dog doesn't know what you want. So therefore they don't do, even though you think they know. So for example, I'll give you an example. Many clients of mine, they say, oh, he knows how to sit, but when we are certain situation, he doesn't sit. He ignores my command of sit. Okay, so and that's why they think that their dog is stubborn. But the problem is that your dog knows how to sit probably at home, doesn't know how to sit, let's say, on the street, doesn't know how to sit at the park, doesn't know how to sit at your friend's place, because you haven't practiced that command in different situation, in different condition, in different times. You have only practiced the command of sit probably at home, and you have only used treats. That's why you don't see that your dog sits other places. So now, do you see what I'm saying? So that's because it's lack of communication and lack of planning between you and your dog. Your dog doesn't know what you want, and you don't know, you haven't done your part to improve your dog to do what it's supposed to do. So just because your dog doesn't do it doesn't mean that your dog is stubborn. It means that you haven't practiced enough. You haven't practiced enough, you haven't practiced in different situations, different locations, different conditions. What I mean by conditions, you have to, for example, practice the command of sit, for example, at the park during rain as well, as it's raining. That makes a big difference. The stars have to be lined up in order for the dog to learn a simple command of sit. You have to practice it in different locations, different situations. Here's another one. It has to be in the park, at the park, for example, while it's raining and while the kids are running and skateboarding around, as your phone is ringing. You see what I'm saying? During all this, you have to practice with your dog to sit as well. If you don't practice this stuff, and this situation and with these conditions, of course your dog wouldn't know to sit. It knows how to sit at home, but it doesn't know how to sit anywhere else, during the rain, during the snow. What if the kids are running? What if your phone is ringing? Do I still sit? Your dog has to know this stuff. And once your dog knows it, and you have practiced everything in every situation, then you can say, okay, my dog knows how to sit. And if you're confident that your dog knows how to sit, and then you ask your dog to sit at your friend's place, for example, while they're watching hockey game, and you're asking your dog to sit, and your dog doesn't sit, then you can say, yes. I'm not saying that you can say your dog is stubborn. Maybe you haven't practiced that situation, being in that friend's place during the hockey game, while friends are yelling and shouting, yeah, all that. You have to practice sit then too. Does it make sense? So it's not a human, stubbornness is a human trait, it's not a dog trait, so it doesn't mean that your dog is stubborn. It means that you haven't done enough with your dog. Now, the other question is, this is one or two people have asked me, and it's an interesting question, and I'd love to answer it. By the way, if you have any questions, leave those questions in the chat area, and I'll answer them right away. So, people ask me, what is the difference between a calm dog, hyper dog, and a happy dog? Very good question, actually. And I'd love to answer it in a way that it makes sense. So, a calm dog is a dog who is relaxed and is confident. So, when you have a dog who's confident, you will see that nothing really bothers them. You can take them anywhere. You can do anything with them. You will see that they are enjoying every experience that they're going through. But a nervous dog or a dog who's not calm, you'll see that most of the things that you do, it gets them stressed. Now, most dogs who are not calm, they will start panting. That's the first signal that you're going to see. Now, panting not always means that they are stressed or anxious. Could be that the weather is really hot or they had a good run. But if the weather is ideal and you haven't had your dog running for the past 5-10 minutes, and your dog is not supposed to be panting, and all of a sudden starts panting, that's a signal that your dog is getting stressed from that situation. So a dog who's calm is going to just, that's a calm dog, okay? That's a calm dog. Let me show you this. So I'm going to show you a calm dog, right? That's a calm dog, and this is a stressed dog, okay? So why is it that this is stressed and that is calm? So you see this panting, and you know, I took several dogs to a studio to take pictures, and Jana was with us too. These pictures are taken at the same time. So I'll leave it here. So we went in the same place, air-conditioned studio, wasn't hot, comfortable. They knew the photographer a little bit, they were comfortable. But a confident dog poses like this without panting, nice and calm. A non-confident dog who was stressed with the situation and the photographer and the condition, the same situation that this dog was, this is what you get. You get a stressed dog. So what's the difference between these two? This is my dog, fully trained. This is somebody else's dog, not trained. A little bit, trained a little bit, not fully trained. So that's the difference between a trained dog and a non-trained dog. A non-trained dog cannot be calm, cannot be able, cannot tolerate new situations and new conditions. A calm dog, because it's confident, it can tolerate things and situations and conditions. So same photographer, same studio, same situation, you tell him to sit, he sits and poses. You tell the other dog who's not trained, you say sit and pose, and goes, what the hell is going on? Why is that person flashing? Why is it moving around? Why is it talking to me? See, that's the difference. A trained dog can tolerate situations and conditions like Jonah. A non-trained dog cannot tolerate situations and conditions, so therefore is not calm. Now, hyper dog is, let me see if I have an example of a hyper dog. So here's a hyper dog. A hyper dog is, can you guess what it is? A hyper dog is a dog that gets to that level that it gets physical. Starts being physically stressed. Now this dog is not only mentally stressed, it's physically stressed too. It's expressing its stress physically as well. So again, the same studio, the same situation, right? One gets stressed, the other one relaxes. So again, a hyper dog becomes physically as well stressed because it cannot cope with the stress, so it just moves around its body at the stress and just go all over. Now, many dog owners, they see a dog like this, they say, oh my God, he's so cute, he's so happy to see me. But they don't realize that their dog is actually stressed. Unfortunately. Just having a dog like that doesn't mean always that they're happy. That's a sign of a dog who's hyperactive, stressed. So hyperactive dogs, they are mentally and physically stressed to the point that it causes them to have not only behavioral issues, they have health issues too. So it causes them to develop all kinds of health issues, including cancer. So a hyper dog is a dog who hasn't been told to calm down, hasn't been taught to calm down, hasn't been practiced calmness. It's been always hyper. So I'll give you an example. I've gone to many family homes who have a dog with behavioral issues or puppies or anything like that, and they have called me to go and train them and work with them. There's a family that I go in and there's nothing happening. It's quiet as like a Zen house. There's nothing happening. There's one or two humans in that house with the dog, and you can see the dog comes and either does this to me, hi, how's it going? Or they come and say, hey, these humans are just not too active and I'm going crazy. I'm a type of guy who needs activity, but these humans are not active at all and it drives me crazy. So there's one house, okay? You see the same situation, but two different dogs. The house is calm, but the humans are either calm or not fitting with their dog. Now, I go to different house. There's 5 or 6 people, husband, wife, 3 kids, and I go in. The kids are running around like maniacs, and the husband is chasing one of the kids to slow it down and control it, and the wife is controlling the kitchen and house, and the living room is trying to put things away so I can start and chasing the dog, and the dog is running around. So that dog is hyper because of the family is hyper, right? So I get a dog who's hyper because of the situation, because of the condition of the house, because of the energy of the house is just going crazy and crazy. So the dog feeds off that energy and just is joining the group, joining the energy. So that causes the dogs to be hyperactive. So hyperactiveness can be developed by either the way we give energy to our dogs, or we don't control that energy, or we are not the right fit for the dog. Okay, so that's where hyperactiveness comes. Now the other one is happy. Most dogs, again, they see a dog wagging tail and doing this, they think the dog is happy. It's not always a dog who's wagging tail and shaking and all that, shaking his bum and doing all that. It doesn't mean they're happy. It could be that they're stressed too. So happy, I would say this is a dog who's happy. Although it doesn't look like a happy dog, but that's a happy dog. I'll show you another happy dog. Here's another happy dog. Here's another happy dog. Here's a dog who's not very happy. Not very happy. It's happy, but it's not super happy, right? And let me show you another stressed, non-happy dog. Okay, so you see the expression changes. That's a happy dog, that's a stressed dog. So it doesn't mean that wagging tail and panting and giving that smiley face doesn't mean that they are happy. So there it is. That's the answer to these few types of dogs. All right, I hope you enjoyed this short Q&A session. If you have any other questions, leave those questions after the show in the comments area, and I'll address them in my future videos, or I'll answer them right away. By the way, if you are new here and you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure to click on the subscribe button on the corner. You'll see on the corner, I think would be here or here. I can't remember where it would be. Click on the subscribe button and also click on the bell icon as well to get a notification as soon as I go live or I post my next video, and also all the activities that happens in my channel. If you don't have any other questions, I'm gonna end the live session today, and I will see you next week, same time, same place, and make sure to watch my live video, my new video tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Hope to see you then. Have fun with your dog.